Lacey, congratulations. You got up here and gave your second speech. And you succeeded, and you got through it, and you did exactly what you were supposed to do. And Bruce, would you mind handing me her manual, which is right next to you, because, thank you. A little long morning. Anyway, this is the number 2 speech, which is organize your speech, where the speaker is to present a talk that is organized in a manner that leads the audience to a clearly defined goal. The speech includes a beginning, a body, and a conclusion, major facts or ideas, appropriate support material with smooth transitions between the facts and ideas. And essentially, we heard this in this speech. The old Toastmasters adage is, tell them what you're going to tell them, that's your opening. Tell them, that's your body. Tell them what you told them, that's your conclusion. And I feel that Lacey did all 3 of these things. She explained what she was going to talk about right up front about the sustainability. In the body of the speech, she had 3 major items: economy, environment, and social aspect. And she went through that with her examples and so forth. And then her conclusion, she summed up what she had been talking about. Now, a couple of things relative to that. It's an organizational thing, I think. First of all, the diagram that she used was a wonderful diagram. It was pretty, it was clearly gave a message. But I'm an old guy with trifocals, and I couldn't read it from back where I was sitting. So I would suggest that in the future you have something with bigger fonts on it we can see a little better. And from an organizational standpoint, you really didn't start discussing it in detail until you got halfway through your conclusion. And I thought you were concluding, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's not even going to make 4 minutes. And then you started talking about the diagram. So what you want to do is take that part where you talk about the diagram, move it into the body. Talk about the diagram there, and then you can sum up by saying, well, we heard about this diagram and how it all fits together. And sum it up that way. You kind of had that in reverse order. Another little trick, you had the 3 items, which was good. You might have tried to find that the 3rd item, which was social aspect, something starting with an E, like maybe equalization or equilibrium. So you have 3 E's, and that way they're easier for you to remember and for everybody else to remember. The couple of things I think that you could do to improve. First of all, you had lots of time, which meant you could have used more examples. You had the example of, was it Honduras Constitution? Ecuador, close. Same ballpark. Probably not Honduras after what's going on here the last couple of weeks. But at any rate, more examples like that. Not just necessarily countries, but there's a lot of things you could be talking about with the environment, either here in this country, whether it has to do with throwing our trash away or whatever, that you could have brought into the speech to put more meat into the body of the speech. And that wouldn't be that hard to do in your next talk. The other thing is that you were pretty well tied to your script. And it was clear that you were reading to us rather than talking to us. And the only real way to get away from that is when you're giving a speech that doesn't particularly require it to be written out, is to try to do an outline. You know your material. If you have your 3 E's, you know what those are. And so if you have those bulletized up here, then you can be looking at us and then coming down to the lectern for your next point rather than making sure you have word for word. But overall, I thought you did an excellent job. You got through the speech. You successfully completed it. Congratulations, and I look forward to the next speech.